And to our dear sister from Portsmouth, Finella Williams, put your hands together for her. Brothers and sisters, and to you the people of the Salybia constituency, who will be voting on the 6th day of December to ensure that we take this seat and to have Cozier Frederick to be our next parliamentary representative, put your hands together for yourselves. Brothers and sisters, this constituency have received tremendous benefits from the Dominica Labour Party. And tonight, we cannot say no. There is no other choice. Labour is still the best choice, and there is no other political party but the Dominica Labour Party.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make it.
Despite of whatever we say, I always say to us that any human being is subjected to change. And we know that with Cozier Frederick, we are going to go forward into the 21st century, and this constituency will not remain behind because of what is happening at this time. But we are going forward with the Dominica Labour Party and Cozier Frederick. So brothers and sisters, tonight, we have in our hands, as I said to you already, tonight is another night that we need to examine our conscience. So tonight is a night of conscience examination. And so you have only one choice to do. You have only one place to go. You have only one party to vote. You have only one candidate to vote on the 6th day of December, and that is no other but Cozier Frederick and the Dominica Labour Party. So brothers and sisters, I plead you and I call upon you, I admonish you, for those who are listening to us tonight, those who are still in a doubt, there is no need for no doubt at this time. The decision has already been made. It is clear. It is a clear victory. You are giving us the clear mandate on the 6th day of December that 21 constituencies will belong to the Dominica Labour Party and to take us forward. So please, brothers and sisters, it is our time. Tonight is Labour time, and we shall continue to take this country forward from the 6th day of December, 2022. Welcome to all of you, and have a good night. Thank you very much.
Labour Party shall not be moved.
Yes, thank you very much. Once again, encouraging one and all to come forward for this massive endorsement of Honorable Cozier Frederick. Thank you very much, Mr. Francis. And now, we will move, brothers and sisters, into some messages of solidarity with our winning candidate. If you're solid with Cozier, make some noise!
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best.
That's the energy. That's the energy. We're feeling the energy front stage. To deliver our first solidarity message this evening, brothers and sisters, give a big Salybia welcome to Brother Patrick Hill.
Still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Labour still the best choice.
Okay, we'll have to wait for Mr. Hill a little longer. But in the meantime, we're going to have a solidarity message from one of our youth speakers. So let's make her feel very welcome, brothers and sisters. Blow your horns, make some noise for our first solidarity message from a hard-working youth speaker from the Kalinago territory.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Labour still the best choice. Go and get your voice. Labour still the best choice.
Good night to the people of Sensi and the Salybia constituency. I urge you to vote for Mr. Cozier Frederick on the 6th of December. I urge you for more development, education, more jobs. For NEP workers, we're voting for Cozier Frederick. Thank you.
Shall not be moved.
Okay, I like her style. I like her style. Short and sweet. We know straight what we're doing. We're voting for Cozier. If you agree with the sister, make some noise, brothers and sisters.
Labour Party shall not be moved.
And she right back in the crowd celebrating because it's a countdown to victory. You cheered for him a while ago. He's now backstage. Give a big Salybia welcome to the man, Patrick Hill.
Still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Never still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Never still the best choice.
Kalinago, Mabrika, Mabrika, Mabrika. Salybia constituency, Labour. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, we have the PM in the house. Let's hear it for the most dynamic, visionary Prime Minister in the Eastern Caribbean, in the entire Caribbean, the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt.
Be a family. Never still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Never still the best choice.
Who else is in the house? Shibutu, my brother. Cozier Frederick. Let's hear it for the leader of the Salybia constituency, a Kalinago warrior, the Honorable Cozier Frederick.
Party shall not be moved.
Who else is in the house, brothers and sisters? Labour!
The party shall not be moved.
Come Tuesday, December 6th, early morning, we're going to the polls. Who we voting? Who we voting? Yes, we're voting Cozier. And we have a lot of reasons to vote for Cozier. This brother has been in this place from the time he was born until tonight. The only time he left to go anywhere was to go to school to get an education for himself. He has been committed to this constituency, to this place, since he was born in Salybia, to Fekla and Fostulas. He is the son of chiefs and chieftain, and he is our leader. So come December 6th, we're voting for him. For the last couple of years, Cozier has been in government. He has been working night and day to bring what? Progress, development, jobs, quality of living to the Kalinago people. We have every reason in the world to vote for Cozier Frederick. Who else if not Cozier? Somebody who just appears out of the blue because we have a full moon, they jump up and say, I run in for office. No. The UWP is dead. And on election day, guess what we're having? We're having a vaval for UWP. We're going to bury them come December 6th.
The party shall not be moved.
Yes, vaval for the UWP in the Kalinago territory. You know what? They have been dead, you know. UWP been dead for years in this constituency. But officially, come December 6th, we are going to bury them forever. Vaval night, December 6th, we're burying UWP and we're raising Cozier to the next 5 years in the Labour government. The last election, my Prime Minister, throughout the campaign, said we're going to give Cozier Minister of and. And true to his word, the Prime Minister gave the Honorable Cozier Frederick the opportunity to serve in his cabinet. And I believe, and I know for a fact in my heart and in my soul, that come December 6th, come the next formation of the government under the Labour Party, under the Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, our brother Cozier, our leader Cozier, is going to be once again in the cabinet representing us with dignity, with honesty, and with competency. We have nothing to fear. the Salybia constituency has nothing to fear with the Dominica Labour Party. The Dominica Labour Party has taken good care. This constituency has not seen the type of development that is happening here today ever, 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 ever. This is the first time in the history of the Salybia constituency that there is so much development going on. Houses, roads, projects, jobs, everything you can think about. If there is one single person in the Salybia constituency who needs a job and they're not working, it's because they don't want to work. If they want to work, we have a job for them.
Labour's still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise.
So why would we change that? For what reason? Because somebody jumped out in a dream, well, not even a dream, in a nightmare, and decide they're going to run for office. We're not having that. Not in this constituency, not in this place, not in this time, not under the leadership of the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit and Cozier Frederick. Tonight is our night. For the next 3 days is our time. And come election day, December 6th, who are we voting for? Who are we voting for? What party we voting for? What symbol we voting for? Yes! We vote in Cozier. Labour!
Choice, you can talk and make your noise. Labour's still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Labour's still the best choice. Go and get a voice.
Wow, wow, wow. I love how we do it in Salybia. In Salybia, we bold-faced and we straightforward. It's Cozier, and it's Cozier, and it's Cozier, brothers and sisters. Somebody say Labour!
Labour, yeah.
Okay, brothers and sisters. As you can see, our Prime Minister is on stage, front and center. That's to tell you Salybia constituency is of the utmost priority. And at this time, we are going to take it to the next level, brothers and sisters. At this time, we have a hard-working sister coming to us all the way from the north. She's a community worker. She's a former National Youth Council president. Put your hands together for the winning candidate, Finella Wenham.
Tell them when it's time to vote, we voting Fino. We voting Fino. We voting Fino. We tell them when it's time to vote, we voting Scaro. We voting Scaro. We voting Scaro. John voting Fino.
Labor rights. Labor rights. We give thanks to God for life. We always have to give thanks to God for life. Good night to my people of the Kalinago country. How you doing?
Party shall not be moved.
I bring you warm greetings from the Portsmouth constituency. Posse represents.
Party shall not be moved.
And we are here tonight to show solidarity to our brother Cozier. My Laborites, my dear Laborites, it is indeed an honor to address you tonight, and I am happy to be among the indigenous people of Dominica, our first people. You may not know this, but the Salybia constituency is home to me, as I have roots here through my grandmother. It's been an exciting campaign so far, and as we head into the home stretch, as the saying goes, we welcome this opportunity to speak directly with you about why this Dominica Labour Party and Cozier Frederick are still the best choices to lead you, the people of the Salybia constituency. Labour! And 3 years ago, you voted resoundingly to send Cozier Frederick to the parliament to represent your interests. On the heels of two major disasters, Erica and Maria, this government was faced with the effects of COVID-19, which stalled many of its projects and program plans.
not only here in the Kalinago territory, but across Dominica. But I have been paying attention, and I have seen that despite these challenges, many major developments have come your way in the Kalinago territory through the efforts of Cozier Frederick and the Dominica Labour Party government.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and
And I am sure that you will hear more about these from the other speakers, but I have noted the launch of the Kalinago Development Fund earlier this year to lift you out of economic dependence. This facility at the Aid Bank increases your opportunities for you to build wealth and grow in the areas of agriculture, enterprise, and education. This is this government's way of building capacity and ensuring that you, our Kalinago people, can enjoy social and economic success. A $2 million center is under construction in Bataka to boost climate resilience capacity and empower you to respond to disaster effects. The facility will serve as an emergency shelter and community center for skills training and other educational and social activity. Construction has been ongoing on homes to reduce risk vulnerability and increase climate resilience in the Kalinago territory with funding from the European Union. On this side of the island, the recent heavy rains have given you a reminder of how important it is to provide you, the residents, with safe, resilient shelters. And here in the Kalinago territory, we have seen continuous investments in the agriculture sector to support more women and men, to increase their yields and to provide for their families. All of these interventions, ladies and gentlemen, labor rights are intended to reduce unemployment, help you achieve economic stability, and increase the standard of living of all the Kalinago people. Labor!
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice.
And there are still so many more initiatives that your pal rep has overseen in the past 3 years in education, tourism enhancement, and to maintain the social welfare of his constituents. Somebody say, Cozier! And just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, how much more lies in store for this great constituency as part of the national reset. I urge you, do not gamble the gains you have made with Cozier for what you have not seen. Place your faith and confidence in the trusted, stable leadership of Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice.
On December 6th, the only choice for the Salybia constituency is Cozier Frederick. The only choice for Salybia is... That's right. Before I leave you, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take this opportunity to once again highlight some of my plans for Posse as we move forward. I have spoken on employment and how I will, as part of this working labor government, assist small businesses. Already, we have seen the expansion of Clay Harbor, and don't forget, our new American-Canadian medical school is coming in the Picard area.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your...
My constituency is a diverse one. And to the farmers, especially those of Bourne and Dodan, we will ensure that the necessary training becomes available, and we will assist with equipment and market opportunities. I will facilitate farmers who have applied for the use of government lands. Labor!
Labour's still the best choice. You can talk and
In sports, scholarships have been pursued for student athletes in the constituency. We will see upgrades to the Geese Park and Benjamin's Park. We will also see the construction of hard courts at the Benjamin's Park, which will be named after two who have given so much to sports and to Portsmouth, Cynthia Joseph and Ira Bloaters Fraser. Laborites, you hearing what Fino bringing to Posse? We will see the upgrade of the Portsmouth Hospital and the generally improved health sector in our northern town. The government of Dominica is already on that route with the construction of a new health center in Georgetown. Education is very close to my heart as a longtime teacher. The Student Scholarship Fund will be formed. Our skills program will be implemented. Labor!
Ready, hot. We ready.
Our housing program is ongoing, and you can definitely count on me to see this through. I have taken notes of the constituents with housing challenges, and I will work to ensure that I touch as many of you as possible who face these challenges. Laborites, we are not done yet. We can look forward to upgrades of our tourism sites and the training of our tour guides and others who work in the industry to improve the sector. We have pledged support to Dodan to upgrade the Wavin Laser Sus into a tourism product. Laborites, to cap it off, the administrative complex, it is coming. Convenient access to government business is coming to Portsmouth and the north. The complex will be outfitted with space for community and cultural events, small business services, and as an information and media hub, among many other features. So, I tell you, my people, when they think labor done, we're just getting started.
Labour's still the best choice.
On December 6th, it's labor. Labor for security, for economic prosperity, for development, for stability. Put your X by the, and in Salybia we voting, Labor!
Labour's still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour's still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Labour's still the best choice. Go on.
Wow, what delivery. What promise from this talented young lady from the north. Make some noise for Vanilla Wenham, brothers and sisters.
Labour's still the best choice.
Because the world can see the talent of this dynamic team of 21 candidates. Labour is the team for the times, brothers and sisters. If you believe that, make some noise for the Labour Party, brothers and sisters. All right. We're moving right along. Because at this moment in time, brothers and sisters, it gives me great pleasure to invite to address you the man that has been transforming the Commonwealth of Dominica for the past 18 years, brothers and sisters. We're going to bring you the world boss, brothers and sisters. The man that has brought the housing to Salybia and developed the people of the Salybia constituency. Welcome, Honorable Roosevelt Scarry!
Chance to live my life again. Without pretending, I would tell you plain. I've made a lot of mistakes in this life. I would like to change. But of all the things that I hold dear to me, one is being born and raised in this country. For no other place on earth wouldn't do for me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I am always so happy to be in the Salybia constituency. This is my home, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the most wonderful people of Dominica reside, in the Salybia constituency. The people whom we owe all what we have as a country, who stood against the Europeans and defended Dominica that we call home today. You are the brave warriors of Dominica. You are the champions of Dominica. And this is why I remain committed to doing what must be done to improve the lives of the people of this constituency.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be with you for a very brief moment. As from here, I go to Granby, as we have another meeting in Granby tonight. But I want to say to you that with regards to Cozier Frederick, Cozier is my friend, he is my brother, he is my ally in the Labour Party in the cabinet. And I have every trust and confidence in Cozier. He is a formidable gentleman who has a clear vision for this constituency. A committed soldier and son of the soil who has given up all his life at the service of his people. From a school teacher, then to the Ministry of Colonial Affairs, and now as a member of Parliament. There is no one in this constituency who can say that Cozier has not contributed and represented the interests and well-being of this constituency.
Labour still the best choice.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even sure what ministry I'm going to give myself. But I can say to you in the Salybia constituency, Cozier will be in the cabinet of Dominica come December.
Party shall not be moved.
Because I want to always ensure that the Kanlago and the Salybia constituency has a voice in the cabinet of Dominica to represent the interests of this special place in Dominica. And let me tell you something, I don't do things in the Kanlago territory and Salybia constituency because of politics. I do it because within my heart, I believe that for too long, the Kanlago territory has been left behind by politicians. It was not right for people who gave so much to Dominica were getting the less that Dominica has to offer. But that has changed, and that is changing, ladies and gentlemen. Because, we took a loan from the World Bank to build homes. And out of 420 homes we'll build, I gave the Kanlago territory 127 of those homes.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise.
We got some monies from the European Union for housing. I allocated that money for housing because I could have put the money for any intervention in the country. And I assigned those monies to housing. And we could build 50 homes with those funds available. You know who I gave it to? The Salybia constituency I gave it to. And we're not going to stop here. I can tell you, if you see houses building now in the Salybia constituency, then wait for the next term and you will see what happened in that constituency.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk.
Come January, once we finalize the contractual arrangements, you shall see construction start at Kingston to build homes for their Kingston people. And I say to my friends in Entrisel who are in very compromised locations, and to my friends up in Port-au-Prince, that all of you will be relocated into safer places, safer and resilient homes in this constituency. And I know that there are many of you in the Salybia constituency who have received commitments to build homes. Come January 2023, those homes will begin construction, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we know in this part of this country, we have communal land ownership. And therefore, we cannot take our titles, our land paper, and go to a credit union or bank to get a loan. What we have done is to put monies at the aid bank from the government of Dominica to lend to Kalinago people to build homes, to take loans for scholarships, to invest, to buy a bus to carry school children or passengers to Roseau. We are putting $1 million every year. And when things get better, that amount will be increased every year to make sure that we can get access to funding, to build our businesses, to invest in agro-processing, invest in agriculture, send our children to school, buy proper buses, buy proper pickups to do agriculture, all supported by the Dominica Labour Party government, ladies and gentlemen. And so, we also have set aside $5.1 million. $5.1 million to build an emergency shelter, multipurpose building in Bataka. And we've already acquired the lands. And we've already cleared the lands. We have the designs. We're now going to tender. And once the tender process is completed, we will start this beautiful structure. If you see the design of that stuff, you'll think it's some France will be, or England will be, or some big country. That we build in the Salybia constituency, ladies and gentlemen. There are many of you who in this constituency, many senior citizens, who receive the allowance for 70 and over. Well, I know I have been to this constituency. I've been to many parts of Dominica, and I've met people who are younger than 70 who are saying, Scarrett, I did not contribute enough to the Social Security. I'm not getting a allowance, ladies and gentlemen. From January 2023, everybody who is 65 and older, who is not receiving Social Security, will get the same allowance that we've been giving people 70 and over. And the Kalinago territory, the Salybia constituency, stand to benefit, ladies and gentlemen. And one of the projects I've been speaking to Cozier about is community tourism. Community tourism. I believe that we need to have accommodation in the constituency, in this Salybia constituency, so that when visitors come to see us, they have places to stay overnight and spend the weekend, so we can have more money circulating in the economy. And I know that there are some of you who have this community tourism project. I have been to Sister Regina's place on the hill up there and see what she's doing, combining agriculture with tourism, getting people from overseas to come to live on a farm, and they engage in agricultural practices. They get to be part of the community. I want to see more of us in the Salybia constituency engage in this, and the government will fund the construction of those buildings for you to generate income and employment for you and your family. We like to see these things because this is a wonderful place. Many people come to see us every single day, but we want them to stay overnight and to buy our food and to buy our vegetables and to buy our local chicken and live here so they can leave the US and the pounds and the euros here to circulate to the EC that we have and create wealth in this constituency. So we're coming to you next year for this type of investment, using our local wood to build the structures, all sustainable construction, sustainable community tourism. creating employment for you, the people of this constituency. I want to say to the young people of this constituency, I will be forever grateful for your level of support and enthusiasm that you continue to display in support of the Labour Party. The youth of Dominica, and I am very touched by the extent of the young people who are involved in this campaign. And they're not coming to look for Fed, they're part of the campaign. They're in campaign teams, they're campaign managers, they're campaign advisors involved in the campaign of the Dominica Labour Party.
Labour's the best choice. You can talk and make your noise.
Because the young people of this country know what Labour has done for them, and investment in education, investment in opportunities for them, because we all recognize that Labour still the best choice for Dominica.
Labour's the best choice. You can talk and make your noise.
So, I just came here to say good night to you. I didn't come here to go big speech. I didn't come here to give you no big speech, because I know the Salybia constituency has said to the world that they're staying with Labour all the time. Labour, because this constituency knows it is only Labour they're seeing, and they're voting for who they're seeing. And the Workers' Party said they're not sending candidates. But you're right, they lie. Because they're going around the constituency telling people to vote for Muta Baruka and what's your lady's name. Vote. Because you know what? Annette tell Muta or Muta, whatever her name is, I don't know, that if she win, she wants her to appoint her a senator in the parliament. So they're playing all kinds of games, ladies and gentlemen, but that is for them to play games. The lives of the people of Dominica is too serious. Politics is a serious thing. Voting is a sacred act. And we are respecting that as a sacred act, because a decision you make will be one for the next 5 years. For the next 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. And the polling station, the registration and nomination day was open for everybody. Anybody who wanted to nominate could have been nominated. There is no opposition member who is in jail in Dominica tonight. They're free, and they were free to nominate themselves. These are just a bunch of lazy, idle, no good men and women who have no interest in Dominica, no interest in you, the people of this constituency. And they want to create an issue. They want to create an issue in this election. But we will continue to work with you, because your lives matter for us. We don't play games with you. Because when you look at the candidates of the Labour Party, we're all leaving a job to come to serve you, the people of this country. The Workers' Party people are looking for a job. The lady retires, school teacher, now she's looking for a job and so on. I mean, that is who they are. They're not interested in service. And this is why we have to be vigilant in this country and always do the right thing. Do the right thing and vote for the Dominica Labour Party. And
Labour's the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour's the best.
And you in this constituency, you know that once Roosevelt Skerritt is the Prime Minister of the country, the Salybia constituency is okay. Because you know I have your back. And you know I will always be there with you, side by side with you, building yourself and building this constituency. I take interest in every constituency, and I say so boldly and freely without fear of any issue. But that is the constituency that is closest to my heart, ladies and gentlemen. Because as a student of history, I know what the indigenous people have gone through, not only in Dominica, but the world over. And I spent a lot of years studying indigenous communities across the world, and their struggles, their circumstances, their history. And we have to continue to make a tangible difference in the lives of the people of this constituency. And that is my solemn pledge to you. It's a pledge that is etched in my heart and my mind and my soul and my entire being. That we have to continue to work hard to make life better for you in this constituency. And every dollar we spend on you here in this constituency, you deserve even more. And more shall come your way in this constituency. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to note that this constituency is saying very clearly that we are not leaving what we have for what we not yet see.
Leaving what I have for what I not yet see.
And we're not leaving who we love because of jealousy.
I am leaving who I love because of no jealousy.
Labour is still the best choice for Dominica. And on December 6th, we are all putting our eggs next to the shoe, next to the Dominica Labour Party.
Labour's still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise.
And victory shall be yours, the people of this constituency. Victory shall be yours, the people of Dominica. As we send a clear message to everybody that the masses of Dominica are with the Dominica Labour Party. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you always, and I look forward to coming back to you next week so we can continue to advance the development of this constituency. And every project that is being worked on in this constituency, I shall continue to take a personal interest in it and to address especially the housing challenges in this constituency. I know you, I have visited your homes, I know your circumstance, I have met you, I have spoken to you. So nobody has to convince me that we need to spend more money in the Salybia constituency where housing is concerned. Nobody has to tell me that because I know it already, and there is a firm commitment to deliver to you and to deliver to your satisfaction. God bless you. Let us wake up early morning. Do not say Cozier has won already. Do not say Labour has won already. Labour can only win. Cozier can only win when all of us who are registered to vote go out and vote for Cozier Frederick and the Dominica Labour Party. And before I leave, I want to send a special appeal to the Workers' Party supporters. Your party has abandoned you. What is going to happen to you tomorrow? Join forces with us. You are Dominicans. We are Dominicans. We are brothers and sisters. This is our country. Let us join forces with us. Come forward. Be counted. Vote for Cozier Frederick in this constituency. Vote for the Labour Party. And let's work for your personal development. Let's work for the development of the Salybia constituency. And let's work for the advancement of our country, Dominica. Because the reality is, Labour is really the only choice.
Labour's still the best choice. You can talk
only choice. Because we are a party that is concerned about the welfare and well-being of the people of Dominica. God bless you. I love you very much. I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I hold you very close to my heart. Some of you, my dearest, I cannot part. I think of you everywhere I go. I always long to come back to you. When your other children will forsake you, I will always stand up for my truth.
Yes, make some noise for your PM, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. We're not leaving who we have for what we not yet see. So no way we leaving Cozier behind. We're staying with Cozier in the Salybia constituency. At this time, we want to call backstage. They're ready there? Thank you. At this time, we're going to bring to you another son of the soil, another son of the Salybia constituency. He has served you with distinction as a former MP. He's an educated, qualified gentleman. Welcome, Brother Cassius! Daru.
Labor again. Lamplin. We put in labor again. Run for. Whether lightning, thunder, sun or rain. We put in labor again. We put in labor again. We put in labor.
That's my brother from another mother. Ni hao.
Ni hao, sure.
Ni jio de Cozier te me yang.
Cozier fei chang hao. Fei chang bang.
We just saying that's Cozier Frederick. We are just saying that Cozier is the best for the Salybia constituency. And there's no doubt about it. But you see, what is most interesting tonight is to see the number of Kalinago people who are here tonight. And we are here in full force to let the doctor know that we are with labor.
Labor again. Lamplin.
We put in labor again. Now listen to me. Really and truly, I want to make it clear tonight that in this Salybia constituency, we are going to win big time. And when I say big time, we are going to win with the numbers Tikwa Bosulyeya. We have, I don't know what language the Prime Minister speaks. Maybe you're speaking Kalinago. But here is this lady. You cannot control 12 people. It's 2,000 you will control. They have in a little meeting, block meeting. Please, people, the Dominica Labour Party is a party of love. It's a party of peace. And we are there for no violence. But after their meeting, they had some of their supporters burning our voters list, almost burning an individual house, and we must condemn it. And we must condemn it across the board. We are not for violence, we are for peace.
Labor's still the best choice.
And if they think they can win with violence, tell them to think again. Because we have seen what is happening. It is clear to see that labor is the best for us in the Salybia constituency. And for those individuals who live abroad and is giving the impression that we in the Dominica Labour Party, we are trying to bring a one-party state. As them, why didn't they send their candidate to contest? But they choose to remain with a dying party. A party that has no vision. A party with no leader. People, how can we support the elements of a party with no leader? It doesn't make sense. And when we have Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, who is always with us, encouraging us, giving us our development, qui ça nous veut encore? And everywhere in this Salybia constituency, we can point to some of the housing development. Just on the opposite here, we have 2 pre-Conco homes. Right at the back here, we have 5 EU homes being constructed. On the hill up there, we have World Bank program that is funded being constructed.
Labor's still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise.
What is it that we need again? Really? And like, you just listen to us, we speak a little bit of Chinese here. We have several Kalinago youths who have been to China, and they are now in our country contributing meaningfully to our development.
It's my PM family. Labor's still the best choice.
And we can go on. We have doctors. As a matter of fact, the rest of the state must not play with the Kalinago people, you know. Because we have 2 of the head surgeons at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. So really, we are in charge. But people, the political atmosphere now is that we must go out to vote on the 6th. We cannot say Labour Jagayan. No. Every X count. We must go to the polling station bright and early. As a matter of fact, I will be the first one in line on the 6th. Go bright and early. For those of us in the Salybia constituency, we look for the shoe, we look for the name Cozier Frederick, and we put our X. If we cannot do the X, ask somebody to help us to write or draw the X. Don't allow it to cross any line. And by 11 o'clock, majority of us would have voted and we will be waiting. We cannot allow Madia or Big Mama, whoever she is, to come and try to put pressure on us. Tell Big Mama to keep her peace. You cannot go to the people of Concord. You spend 1 year in Concord Primary School and you are saying you educate the people of Concord. Are you telling me they had no education before you? And are you also telling me that you are so great, going around boasting that I had 5 NEP people employed? Let's take it, they can pay you. It is the government that was paying them.
My PM family. Yeah, still the best choice. You can talk
and when you hear her saying, listen to Big Mama, you know. Big Mama say, I had 4 teachers appointed. So is Big Mama appointing 4 teachers? Don't they have a commission, Mr. Frederick? Exactly, so the commission appointed them, not Big Mama. And as a matter of fact, if Big Mama educated you, it was her responsibility because she's getting paid to do it. But, you know, people at this age are susceptible to pressure. We will leave her alone. All I'm encouraging us to do, let us go peacefully on the 6th and let us vote by the shoe. There is a call by the elements of the United Workers' Party asking that we do a human barricade to prevent us from voting. Tell them, we have a little bit of martial art and we learn Kung Fu. So we shall deal with them. And they are asking their subordinates to be armed and dangerous. Tell them we are armed with our X and we are going to make it by the shoe, by Cozier Frederick on the 6th of December. I thank you.
Labor again, Lamplin, putting labor again. Run for whether lightning, thunder, sun or rain, putting labor again.
Yes. If you vote in labor again, make some noise.
Say it, Joe. Whether earthquake, tsunami or hurricane.
I tell you, I love the politics in Salybia, you know, I love it. We arm with our vote and we dangerous. Whop, whop, and we finish with that. Brothers and sisters, our next speaker, they say what he lack in height, he making up for it in energy. The energy man of the Salybia constituency, your former pal rep. Welcome the man himself, Ashton Grano.
Labor again, Lamplin, putting labor again. Run for whether lightning, thunder, sun or rain, putting labor again. Putting labor again. What's more? Putting labor again. Whether earthquake, tsunami or hurricane, putting labor again.
Merci, autant. Bonsoir, tout le monde. Let me first recognize the former senior minister, not old Papa, he still have plenty of vim in him. And also the other members on the head table. It's not a head table, but these are the candidates over here. And my friend Joshua, my partner there in the youth days. How old are you now, Jos? Still young. Labor rights! Oh my. Mama Jizo Keshoy. They're not respecting us up here, man, in the Salybia constituency. I don't know why Cassius called her Big Mama. But I want to tell you something, a few things. Our motto, I don't know if it's the motto, what is it? What we have there? Stability is key and labor is the best choice. That's our motto. All right. Let me deal with stability. Labor rights. The Labour Party, over the last 50 years. How old is the Labour Party now? 60-something, Reggie? Plus 60 plus years. We have never had difficulty with what you call stability. Do you know why? Because we are all, it's only unity that exists among us. We do not fight for leadership. We do not break down each other. We do not do backstabbing. That is exactly what is happening in the opposition over the last 40 years. In fact, they came here since 1985. And since they came, they introduced an element of violence in the campaign, in the election campaign. But, so what kind of party is that? You can see what they are all about. So they are so violent that just 2 nights ago, they almost burned down. I have to say it's there because a Labourite will never go and burn down a Labourite place. After all, it has to be members or supporters, empathizers or sympathizers because they're dead all now, of the UWP. So to talk about stability, first of all, the UWP was so unstable that right now they have completely disintegrated. Completely disintegrated, and they're looking for support. And now they come to us like wolves in sheep's clothing, presenting themselves as independent candidates. And then here they are. Something about independent candidate. The last time an independent candidate contested an election in this constituency was when I contested in 2009. In this constituency. By the way, it was my first cousin. And I told her that she had only 4 votes. And she did get 4 votes, but 2 spoiled. So she only had 2. So I did the count. I mean, I'm from this area. I was born and raised here. I lived out for a while. That is true. I taught other places. That is also correct. But I've been around all my life. And I'm almost 70 years. Older than you, Reggie? Huh? A little bit? Okay. So I will, as a matter of fact, I will be 69 in February. Reggie, you're already 69. Okay, so when you see me looking as if I'm so young, you know what keeps me strong? Labor!
Labor's still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labor's still the best.
So talking about stability, there is stability in the Labour Party. We do not fight with each other. Anytime there's a problem for leadership, we go through the process and we select a leader. Okay? Now talking about stability in the economy. There is stability in the Dominican economy since the Labour Party has been there. We don't have problems with money. We have no problems with mismanagement of funds. And we do not embezzle funds. The UWP has a history for that. Go back. From 1995 to 2000, the Venture Capital Fund, Reggie can tell you about it, they plundered it. They want to take me to court. They plundered the Venture Capital Fund, set up by themselves. And the leaders of the UWP at the time pushed their hands and their fingers, their toes, even their tongue in it. Yeah, we do not do that in Labour. We are not corrupt. So, stability in the party, stability in the economy. And you see the result, because you can see the development all over. And here, in the Salybia constituency, you can see the development. I don't have to tell you. You know about the development. And the Prime Minister mentioned something about housing, and I just want to reiterate or echo, because there are some of the beneficiaries of the housing program who are making a very foolish statement. Oh, say Bascarit Kibanukai, say Balewa Kibanukai, say EU, or say World Bank. But how can EU and World Bank come into an independent country and just do what they want without the government agreeing? We are not an associated state with Britain. We are not a satellite of America. So who can just come and do what they want in our country if they did not have to consult and then we didn't have to agree? So those of you who receive houses and you say it's EU, you say EU or say World Bank, the Prime Minister went to New York, to the United Nations, and made a plea on our behalf to these institutions, and they agreed to make loans available. Soft loans, you can call them. Soft loans, 2%. In UWB days, there was no soft loan. In UWB days, 15%, 17% loan. There are trenu. That's what I'll tell you. We're not doing that in labor. Soft loans, 2%. Nice. Only labor can do that.
Give me labor every day for the bourgeois and the bad way. Next year.
So you see, my friends, my supporters, Cozier supporters, Kelly supporters, Cassia supporters, Scary supporters, in this constituency, Labour is the best choice.
It's my PM family. Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice.
And there is stability in the economy, that we are able to use the money to help you in this constituency to build houses, to provide scholarships, and all the other things. More jobs, and you heard, based on the NEP, more jobs coming, but even more money. So what do you want again? All right. So we're talking about stability. And then there are a few things I want to say about the opposition. Because I talked about we do not fight and all of that. And yes, we do not do that in labor, but they've been doing it. And clearly, the opposition, who right now are individually hiding behind some kind of shadow which they present to you, they realized when we called the elections that they were not ready. And so right now they're resorting to a type of violence that they are accustomed to, burning tires, stopping vehicles. You remember when they stopped us in Pegua in 2005? We had our little children on our shoulders and they have us there. You remember when they fought with us next to the airport? They have not stopped. Huh? So you can well imagine that kind of party. Realize now, we caught them. We caught them. So they say they are not contesting the election. Let me tell them something about contesting elections. From 1970, these people here have been voting Labour, by the way. We voted Labour in 1970, Henkel Christian. We voted Labour in 75, and Lawrence Darrow. We voted Labour in 90, Warren Sanford. Well, on 2 occasions, a by-election once and a general election we lose. But we have been voting Labour from 2000 to now. As a matter of fact, we have voted Labour for 30 years when I check it out. And we will do it again. This time. So when they say they're not contesting the elections, let me give you a little history. From 1961, the Freedom Party, which was then the Dominica United People's Party, DUPP. Miss Charles wasn't there yet. It was the older heads, Rosie Father and them, the Shillingfords and them. They were there, right? They had DUPP, Dominica United People's Party. They spent from 1961 in the wilderness in opposition up to 1980, before Dame Eugenia Charles took over the leadership of the party, she and Anthony Moise from Soufriere. When they took over the leadership of the Freedom Party, all that time they in opposition, they never burned one house, they never burned tires, they never resort to violence, they never said we are not contesting. They had 2 seats at one time. Only Eugenia and Moise. 2 seats. They stayed there and they fought. They went up to 3 seats. They went up to 6 seats. And in 1980, they got the mandate. See how long they waited to be in government. Workers don't have patience. They are very greedy. They want it now. And they will do anything to get it now. That was Freedom Party. Now, Labour Party now. After Freedom won in 1980, Labour Party was disintegrated. 4 different parties. And therefore, Labour stayed 1980, 1985, 1990, 1995, 2000 before we get into government. Patience.
Labour Party shall not be moved.
We keep on building from free seats, Pierrot, Douglas, and Petit Savant. Free seats. You can imagine that? We had only 3 seats in Parliament, and we never said we were not going to contest the elections. All right, Paulinos is correcting me. He said it's 2. All right, let us say it's 2. But the point I'm making is that Labour Party started almost like Freedom Party way back in 61. In 1980, we had 2 seats, 3 seats, 4 seats, 6 seats. We never say we're not contesting elections. We continue contesting elections until we won in 2000. So why workers cannot do that too and wait? But you know why they cannot do that? Because they are very disorganized. They have no policies. They have no programs. I don't even know how to tell you what the Workers' Party represents. If it's a conservative party or a social democratic party. I don't know. Because they do not make their positions clear. They run all over the place. All right? So, I'm telling you that to make you understand the fact that workers could have remained in opposition. Right now, they made themselves irrelevant. Irrelevant, they are no more there. So now that they themselves have fired themselves, they are crying and they're hiding behind independent candidates. And I made the point earlier on, in this present era, in this present historical political era, independence candidate mean nothing. When was the last time, and I made mention of Christabel, my cousin. We haven't had independence candidates here since. And before Christabel, it was 2. Jenna Amor in Pebush and Conrad Cyrus in La Plaine. And even when they won their seats, they joined the Freedom Party in government. So what effect can an independent candidate have? I am warning you, voters of the Salybia constituency, do not make that mistake and vote for an independent candidate. Because an independent candidate has no strength, has no force, has nobody to lean on. If he or she wins a seat, he or she must look for support in the parliament. And somebody told me this morning that the independent candidate can win her seat here. He's up the horns. He's up the horns. He's up the horns. Oh, the independent candidate can win her seat here. How's she gonna win there? But if I could go macaque, what will happen? I could go macaque. And let us say she wins. We know she cannot win. But let us play devil's advocate. Let us say she wins. What is going to happen to her? Because we will still make Cozier a senator and give him a ministry. And he'll be in cabinet, she'll be in parliament. Who is greater? Parliament or cabinet? All right, well. So tell her for us, please. No independent candidate here. All those of you who think that if you vote for her, you'll succeed. The answer to that question is no. Okay? Let us vote for Cozier. We vote in Cozier. We vote in Cozier. We vote in Cozier. Labour power.
Labour again. Lamplin. We vote in Labour again. Run for. Whether lightning, thunder, sun or rain. We vote in Labour again.
I tell you, they say the man short, but the man full of vibes. If you see the size of the bottle of water. Put your hands together for our Sangreano brothers and sisters. Energy man, energy man. And right now, we're going to bring in one of the most powerful ladies in the Dominica Labour Party. A lady that has nurtured young people across this country, especially the East. Many of them know her affectionately as Teacher Bonnie. She has served you with distinction for the past years as a Minister of Education. Put your hands together for the Honorable Octavia Alfred.
I'm walking in power, I'm walking in miracle, I live a life of favor, cause I know who I am. I'm walking in power, I'm walking in miracle, I live a life of favor, cause I know who I am. I know who I am. Everybody sing.
Labour! Honorable Austri, colleague candidates, other dignitaries. What do I say? I taught Sansove Primary. I taught Cassibrus Primary. I taught Concord Primary. I taught Cassibrus Secondary. I taught Northeast Comprehensive. I principal Concord Primary. I principaled Cassibrus Primary. I principaled Cassibrus Secondary. I principaled Northeast Comprehensive. So what? Are you not even here? I even taught Sunday school. Labour! So if it's that we're campaigning on, we lose already. I want to say to you tonight, the work in the Eastern District has begun. We are already locating available lands to relocate our people. Our people are a little anxious, but we are happy. We are not dismayed, because there is the Dominica Labour Party, a solid team and a modern-day Nehemiah in our leader, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. A leader who has made his mark in rebuilding better and stronger. A team that sees what needs to be done. A team that trusts God to do what only God can do. And a team that does all that we can do to accomplish the work by working together. So we remain prayerful and hopeful, and we remain with the Dominica Labour Party. The Dominica Labour Party has a burden for Dominica and the people who live here. We carry this country in our hearts. We have a purpose for this country. We have a vision for this purpose. We have a plan to fulfill the purpose. And we have a total commitment and dedication to that plan. And we have the resources, both human and non-human, to implement our plan. So we may be in a crisis, but let me encourage you to encourage yourself by looking at the courage of our leader and what we have achieved under this Dominica Labour Party. Let that strengthen you. Let that give you hope. And let that prepare you for the work ahead in the new season of progress. I bring to you greetings from the Cassibrus constituency. In the Cassibrus constituency, we are fully persuaded that the only party with a plan for our recovery from this crisis and the resources to implement this plan is the Dominica Labour Party. In the Cassibrus constituency, we are waiting for December 6th so we can vote the caring party, a party that is experts at dealing with crises and diseases, the Dominica Labour Party. We are not afraid of disasters. We are not afraid of crises. We are not even afraid of a pandemic, because we know that our party knows how to pull us through. Tonight, I celebrate Honorable Cozier Frederick with you. First thing I want to say about Cozier is that Cozier pretends to be rough, but he's not. Cozier is really soft.
Because Cozier is the only male teacher I know who taught grade K. I don't know another male teacher who taught infants. He used musical instruments. He played games. He had fun while they learned. He is not an ordinary man. I can tell you, his priority is the Kalinago people. He cares about you and your development. He works hard for you, and that is important. He fights for your best interests. Cozier is not only the writer of part of your history, but Cozier will be a great part of the Kalinago history when all is written. Salybia constituency, trust me, you are in good hands. And that is why I know that Salybia constituency, like Cassibros, will be counted for labor. Honorable Cozier Frederick is a strong Kalinago brave who is making a personal sacrifice to build peace and prosperity in Dominica. All the candidates on the labor team have put their dreams on the side to ensure that you achieve yours. This is what people who care do. This is what great leaders do. And therefore, you have the obligation to honor this sacrifice and vote the Dominica Labour Party. I warn us that we should not take anything for granted. Do not allow people to turn you from your Labour Party when they have nothing to offer you. And some of us, we are too cool. That is why they come talking foolishness to us. It is Cesar. It is time that we take our stance and tell them we are labor. We will always be labor. So keep moving. We are too cool. I am proud to be part of this Dominica Labour Party. And I am well pleased with my leader, Honorable Roosevelt Skerry, for the manner in which the education system has been transformed. And that's all I'll talk about tonight, a little of the education. Dominica, our children will never experience the misery that we experience because of the Dominica Labour Party. Because Labour always tries to make it better. Our policies and plans, are geared to prepare our people for the job opportunities that will be created in the international airport, geothermal project, blue and green economy, and the digital economy. Under the Dominica Labour Party, Dominica has attained tremendous success in meeting the education goals set by the UNESCO agenda in 2015 with regards to 2030. We have made primary, secondary, and tertiary education accessible to all. We have made accessing university. Is the moon going up? The moon going up? We have also made accessing university education easier for all. We have created a gate, government assistance for tertiary education. A gate that anybody who wishes to further their studies, this gate is there for you to walk through. Special arrangements are in place for students with special needs all the way to college. You have your shining example of Ricky Barry from Mao River. Ricky, in spite of his challenges, made it all the way up to Dominica State College. The Dominica Labour Party is for all, whether you are physically challenged or impaired in any way. We no longer refer to our children as moo-moo. When was the last time you heard that word used? That's almost out of style. We don't use the word moo-moo and daft and cripple and infirm. Abebe. No, because every child is special. They are all Dominica's children. And if they have special needs, the Dominica Labour Party pays special attention to them, to ensure that they grow up and live happy and productive and fulfilled lives as adults. Furthermore, education is a human right and everyone is entitled. This is what good governance is about. Improving the lives of people. Improving the lives of every generation to make it better than the generation before. So vote for progress. Vote for better life for our children and grandchildren. Vote the Dominica Labour Party. This Dominica Labour Party is not ashamed. We are not ashamed to say that in education, we are not where we want to be. But we can say confidently, we are not where we used to be before this Dominica Labour Party came into power. We are progressing upwards and forward. I say to you, stay with the Dominica Labour Party because we have the plan to continue in the new season of progress which begins on December 7th. The improvement in skills education, satellite classrooms, ICT programs, schools to finish, new schools to construct, primary school teachers to set up in their new positions, airport to complete, people to relocate, houses to finish, new houses to build. Ladies and gentlemen, send us back to work on December 7th. The opponent has no plans, they have no ideas, they have no resources, they have no way of doing anything. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. We invest in people to reduce poverty, to increase economic and financial prosperity. We invest in our young people to prevent them from making mistakes due to the lack of information, skills, and knowledge. Our people are growing, and education will bring us the results that this nation needs to be an example to all, especially as it pertains to the word resilience. The other side does not care about you. We know that. Because people who care about you, they don't take photos of you in your worst state and share it with the world. People who care about you, they share pictures of the beautiful things about you, about your achievements and your contribution to national development. That's why we know the Dominica Labour Party cares about you. The other side has nothing to offer. They cannot even offer criticism on what we are doing. All they can do is attack and steal. They cannot attack us on health. They cannot attack us on how we are transforming education. They cannot attack us on how we are caring for our elderly. They cannot attack us on how we are building the digital blue and green economy. They cannot. Si yo te sa, yo teke, me yo pasa. So keep the opponents far from you. They laugh at your ideas. The Labour Party implements your ideas. They dismiss your suggestions. The Labour Party takes your suggestion and make them work. They turn your dreams to nightmare. The Labour Party turns your dreams into reality. They belittle your ambition. The Labour Party turns your ambition into productivity. They believe in greatness just for one set, only them. That is why they are angry when when we build a pretty house for you. That is why they're angry when we eradicate pit toilet. That's why they're angry when you send your children away to study. That's why they're angry. They're angry. They're angry birds. The Dominica Labour Party believes that greatness is for all. All. And that all includes you, the Salybia constituency. So start where you are. Do what you can. Use what you have. And the Dominica Labour Party is there to pull you up to greatness, to make up for you where you lack, to listen and give you support, to speak up for you. Cassie Bruce is voting Labour. What about you? One of the things that this election will show us is how many people in Salybia constituency hate progress, hate development, hate nice life, hate young people, hate Roosevelt Skerrit, hate Labour, and hate Cozier. Because this is the message a person who votes for the opponent will send. They really do not like the opponent, but they are voting for hate. But we know that you will stay with the Dominica Labour Party. Because like in Cassie Bruce, every home in the Salybia constituency has been touched by Labour. Yes, you have benefited under at least one of these. NEP or Yes We Care. School bus or college fees. Housing or medical assistance. Over 70 or compassionate allowance. Funeral grant or home appliance. Which one? And for some of us, all. Therefore, Labour deserves a sixth term. Because sixth term is not for ordinary people. Sixth term is reserved for unusual performance in difficult times. And that is what the Dominica Labour Party has done. And maybe some of us were not the best pal reps. But we serve in the worst times. And I think you should give your pal rep credit for serving in one of our worst times. Because for the last 3 years, nothing soft. And if we didn't do what we did, some of us would still be crying for our mothers and our children because we would have buried much more than we did. So give your pal rep that credit. And the Dominica Labour Party has done us well. The Dominica Labour Party has done you well. So, point to the partner, stop the horn now. So, I was speaking the other day, they say, well, now Mr. Austri gone. You guys the Austri. You'll have to sing a song for us, because we know you used to sing Calypso. But if I start writing a song for you, it will not finish before next election. But you would sing it like this. What my mother could not do, Labour has done for me. I know. Okay. What my mother could not do, Labour has done for. What my father could not do, Labour has done for. What nobody else could do, Labour has done for. What nobody else can do, Labour will do for me. Well, Labour! Yes, I. Well, Mr. Usher Flingy could sing. He lucky I didn't have to speak 3 places tonight before I came here. But we know that the Dominica Labour Party will be voted in by you on December 6th. We know that. And when you do that, Labour Party will continue to cover you up, to back you up, to lift you up, to catch you up when you are falling, and to pick you up if you fall, and brush you up, and set you up back on your feet again. Thank you for voting Labour, the best choice. Thank you for voting by the shoe, because Labour is still the best choice. God bless you. Jesus loves you and I love you too. Good night.
I'm walking in power. I'm walking in miracles. I live a life of favor, 'cause I know who I am. I'm walking in power. I'm walking in miracles. I live a life of favor, 'cause I know.
Take a look. Take a look at me. I'm a wonder. It doesn't matter what you see.
Thank you very much, Mr. DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, make a big Salybia noise for Teacher Bonnie. Powerful remarks, powerful address by Teacher Bonnie. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to inform you. Somebody just told me that Rio is on his way. Rio is on his way, and he may be arriving very shortly. So we'll have some entertainment from the man himself. If you Porto and you want to hear Rio, make some noise. That's right. All of us there, Porto. But before we get to Rio, before we get to our winning candidates, we want to invite a titan from the Salybia constituency, a man that has served you from the past. They say he laid the foundation for labor in Salybia. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Kelly Grano.
Labor again. Lamplin. Put labor again. Run for. When a lightning thunder, sun or rain. Put labor again.
Good night to the Labour family. And I really must confess, for once in my political life, I am really lost for words. I don't know what to say. I mean, that's unusual, but that's a fact. And you know why? Because I've been outwitted by my previous speakers. My brother Ashton was... Tell me, give me a word, help me with a word. Ashton was powerful. And Ashton was only powerful alone, but Ashton gave you a lot to think about. My neighbor, former minister, and going back to the house on the 7th, Mistress Alfred, was tremendous. Lord have mercy. And you heard the Prime Minister in his usual way. So really, I've been saying myself, well, what am I going to say tonight? What am I going to say to you tonight? And really, I am really lost for words. And I just confess to the Parliament that I really won't be long tonight with you. And I won't be as powerful as I was in Bataka, because Ashton took the wind of the sail. He took his seat, he just wiped me away, he just washed me away. So praises to Ashton. Ashton, you're great, you're powerful.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk.
And Ashton confessed that he was what, 69, almost 70. So you see the caliber of people that Labour has? You see the caliber of people that Labour has? Even when they are 70, they're still as powerful as if they were 16. Thank God, praise God, because God has blessed this powerful institution they call the Dominica Labour Party. We are a party that is blessed. We have a Prime Minister who is blessed. My friend, what can I tell you? What do we do with that? What do we do? Do we throw all that away? We have a PAL rep who is going to make his second term. He's going to make his second term. It's not come high, come low, you know, that's a fact. Honorable Cozier Frederick is going back to the cabinet. And you heard the Prime Minister said he's going to the cabinet. Now to go to the cabinet, To go to the cabinet, you must be a minister to go to the cabinet. So friends, rest assured that your parliamentary representative come December 7th is going to the cabinet. Praise God for that. I told you I'm lost, for words, and honestly I am, Honestly I am. But let me say one or two things that I try to recall. Most importantly, number one, that we're all going to vote Labour, right? That is confirmed. That is a given. And we're voting Cozier and we're voting Labour for a reason, or for many, many reasons. So, for those of us, I passed in Neuters. He had a public meeting at Point. And the politics that these people are involved in, or they portray, is the politics of the behind. You remember when UWP entered the political arena? When Freedom and Labour was fighting it tooth and nail, we had no violence. We had no mépris. We were love, one love. UWP came into the political arena and they introduced a politics of hate. And that has continued. Because I heard Muta, and all Muta could say was blows on Labour, blows on individuals who support Labour. Now, how do you want to win people if that is your message? What are you going to do? And what can she do? Let's be real. So for those of you who supported the Workers' Party, and I told you you have an opportunity now, a golden opportunity to vote the Dominica Labour Party and make yourself and your family proud. If you waste that opportunity and you go and vote Muta, Nuke Bobawa, we will be good for you. We will be ready for you. I gave that warning, but I'm giving it in a very subtle way tonight. Do not think that you're going to stab us in the back and come in our new term, Cozier, mwelesi, mwelesa, mwelesi, mwelesa. And I said to Coz, and I want to give you that assurance, and not only the Labour rights in the territory, but the Labour rights all around. This term is going to be totally different. This term is going to be for you. You who've been consistent with Labour, who've stood with Labour all those years, my God. And I give you that assurance. I'm not going to be a party rep, but as a senior member of the party, I give you that assurance. This term, we're going to take care of you. Rest assured. So even though some of you say, bon Dieu, même ça pour faire. Il n'y a pas de moyen. L'idée, c'est pas même pour I vote. My friends, please, that is not the language. That is not be confident in the future. Have hope in the future. The Prime Minister stood here tonight and you heard him. You heard him. We are going to continue to build homes for you. We are going to continue to engage you, find work for you. We are going to continue to educate your children. We are going to continue all the beautiful things that Labour has done for you and your children. So now is not the time to say, I don't know. Mark Sav, kwe. You think I should, my friend, please, I beg of you. I beg of you. You've been a laborite all your life. You heard Ashton said how many years we've been voting labor. Remember that. Now is not the time. I was going to use a strong word, you know what it is, not protocol language. So now is not the time to mess around. Now is not the time. Not when labor is power. And labor can deliver because labor has delivered already. So my friend, if you want to be attended to, if you want to be taken care of, your best and only choice is to vote Cozier Frederick, vote the Dominica Labour Party so that we can continue taking care of you. And I'll tell you, and I said that, the results will tell us. We've got spies everywhere. We've got people watching you. So don't come and think you can corner us. You hear me? I'm telling you that in a nice way, you know. Mali, I don't want to say it in any bad, for you to give any bad feeling. I'm just telling you, be careful. Be careful with that sacred vote you have. Be careful. Do the right thing. Do the right thing, not for Cozier, not for labor, but for yourself and your children. Because labor is going to win anyway. We are going back to government. Don't you want to be there with us? Now, how are you going to be there with us? You're going to come out on the 6th as early as you can. And we'll take care of you. We'll take you to the polling stations. We'll provide everything we can to make sure that you have access to that polling station. And the most grateful thing you can do in your entire life is to vote Labour. It's a simple thing. We're not saying that. We don't have any gun by your head saying if you don't vote Labour, I'll shoot you. We're not saying that. We ain't saying that. All we are saying, scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. You disappoint me, then chupul for you. You ufinibat. And we're not going to be fooled this time. Because the complaints, the people I have seen who've benefited from the Labour Party, from Honorable Cozier's work, from Cassier's work, the people I see who've benefited and still there, my friend, it's not going to happen again. This is your time. This is our time. Have faith. Have courage. Because Labour loves you. But show us some love too, please. Show us some love. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Show us some love. And we don't want love on first sight, you know. We want everlasting love. Love that is strong. Love that is binding. Love that is true. True to your heart. That's what we're asking of you. So we don't want you to come in your red and we know, and you know, on 6 you're going to vote somewhere else. My friend, Papa Bonzeke, Pinu, God will punish you because you have crooked yourself You have fooled your own self, not us. So we're looking forward to the 6th to have what you call a landslide victory all over Dominica. Because for the first time in the history of politics in Dominica, the Labour Party is destined to win every 21 constituent seats. That's our goal. And that is what we're going to do. All 21. And it's not greedy, we're greedy, you know. It's not greedy. It's the power of labor that has destined that we're going to win all 21 seats. So let's be counted. Let's all be counted. You and I and us over there, let's all be counted. Labor is the best choice, the only choice for you, for me, and for children. God loves you, I love you, and Cozier loves you, and Labor loves you. Good night, everybody.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Labour still the best choice. Go and get your voice. Labour still the best choice.
Somebody say Labour. I like Mr. Grano's strategy. He said he didn't know what to say, but he knew exactly what he was going to say. I like that strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, Rio is here. Are you ready for Rio? If you're ready for Rio, say Porto. Say Porto.
Yeah.
Make some noise for the man Rio.
Yeah. You Porto and you know it's Salybia. You Porto and you know it's Salybia. You Porto and you know it, and you really want to show it. You Porto and you know it. Everybody, yeah. I Porto, boy. I Porto, Labor, tell her to my auntie, my sister, even the I Porto, yeah. I Porto, Labor, tell her to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor. He Porto, way. She Porto, yeah man. He Porto, he Porto, to the X. He Porto, by the shoe. She Porto, 5 more years, everybody Labor power. To the bone, we Labor to the bone. Bloody on, to the bone. We Labor to the bone. Salybia, we Porto, we Porto, Casibos, Pasaka. I don't feel no, bloody on. Labor. Hospital coming, the airport coming, so Labor we voting. Housing coming, 1, 2, everybody. One, I Porto, Labor, tell her to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor. I Porto, Labor, tell her to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor. He Porto, way, she Porto, yeah man, he Porto, Labor power, he Porto, fully X, by the show, 5 more years. Let me run to the bone, we Labor to the bone. Cynical Salybia to the bone, we Labor to the bone. Yo. You see December 6th, no package way. We serious, you understand? It's the Cardinal territory. We're looking for, advancement, a better future. So far, Cozier doing a great job. But you see right now, we have new housing coming. We have the Cardinal fund coming. Small business. We're going to invest. You understand? To keep the money here. You understand? To make sure nobody don't come and spoil that. You see December 6th? When you go to the polling station, say Yankee Labor no can vote. You understand? Cynical no Porto. Salybia no Porto. Bataka no Porto. Carish River no Porto. 1, we Porto. 2, we Porto. 1, 2, 1, 2.
All the rest of we voting. All the church people
we voting.
All the hard work
we voting.
Everybody
we voting.
Labor students
we voting.
Diasporans
we voting.
Dominicans
we voting. I tell you. Sure.
No. Cozier still the best choice. Labour still the best choice. Rules and security is the best choice. Yo, December 6th, everybody remember. Nous voting Labour. To the bone. We Labour to the bone. To the bone. We Labour to the 1, 2. 1, 2. Bloody on now. 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 One. We got in Labour. We got in Labour. We got in Cozier. We got in Cozier. Right. We got in Cozier. Yo, you don't know December 6th. That's in the bag for the development of the Cardinal Court territory. But Cozier Frederick, you don't know. Okay, boom.
Yes, don't stop. Make some noise with the horn. Let them know Salybia locked down for Cozier Frederick. All right. Thank you. We can see everybody present is a labor right to the bone, brothers and sisters. Are you ready for the Kalinago Brave? Are you ready for the big man of the Kalinago constituency? Are you ready for your pal rep? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the man himself, Honorable Cozier Frederick.
Call out your neighbor, we vote in Labour. Call out your neighbor, we vote in Cozier. In Colette River, Bedfish River, Maho River too. Salybia, Razineco, we vote in for the shoe. Cozier, we vote in Cozier.
Good night. Laborites! Let me hear you scream! Salybia! Let me hear you scream! Good night, friends. Good night, comrades. Good night to the senior minister and to the candidates on the podium here this evening. I really want to thank you tonight for being here in support. I'll tell you, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the crowd. You, the Laborites from the Salybia constituency. I'm happy to see you in large numbers, blowing your horns and shouting for the Dominica Labour Party.
Labour's the best choice. You can talk and make your noise.
Laborites of Salybia, I am very grateful for the opportunity you gave me last year to serve you at the last election. I'm happy for it. Because I had the first time in my life a chance to put people first. And put people first at the very top, at the highest level. And so I'm happy today that you again will give me that opportunity on December 6th to represent you in the House of Parliament, to represent your interests. So friends, I am happy to serve not only as the PAL rep, but as the Minister for Kalinago Upliftment. And it is because of me being the minister that I'm very saddened tonight for a little bit. Because last weekend, after our activity in Bataka, equipment were vandalized. After this wonderful, exciting display of love from Labour, some things were vandalized. And just last night again, a dear friend of mine, Makofi, who had just hosted a wonderful political gathering, her property was vandalized. And to say to you, that in that home we do have a man who is unable to move about freely. And it would have been very, very sad
for that gentleman to have been caught up in a home that was on fire. And so I want to admonish the people who have taken that course of action. But to say tonight that the police will continue their investigations. And the labor rights who are here and labor rights who are across the country also stand in solidarity against such nasty behavior. And I know for a fact that you are God-fearing and loving people. And so tonight, friends, tonight, comrades, I need you to continue sharing the love. You need to continue to spread the love. And so, friends, labor rights, I want to thank the Prime Minister tonight to come here, the first open bats here, to speak up and to give me the opportunity to serve you and to talk about his full commitment to the Salybia constituency and more especially to the Kainago people. And friends, this is nothing easy. It's not easy to be a Prime Minister of a country and committing to one special group of people. But the Prime Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, has given that commitment over and over again. And he has always been true to his word to ensure that we in the Salybia constituency gets an equal part of the pie. So, labor rights of Salybia, labor rights who will come out in large number on December 6th, you need to give your labor candidate, Cozier Frederick, the opportunity to continue the work that he started in 2019. I need the mandate to continue the work started in the Kalinago territory and to continue the work started in the Atkinson community. And so, friends, that work will involve housing. It will involve education. It will involve employment. It will involve small business. It will involve tourism. It will involve agriculture. And it also involves security. And so friends, we need to take that democratic right, the voting right, very seriously in the Salybia constituency. We need to show up early, and we need to encourage our neighbors, our friends, our relatives to come out and cast the vote for the Dominica Labour Party. Cast the vote next to the shoe. On December 6th, we are casting our vote next to the shoe.
Party shall not be moved.
So friends, you can see very clearly that the work has to continue with housing. We have housing under various projects, the HRP, the EU, and all of the normal government housing initiative. So we need to continue. And friends, so over $30 million is already being spent in the Kalinago territory for housing. $30 million. And so we are, and we have been as a government, committed and committing to continue the work. And so sometimes we take it for granted that those things that happen now have always happened, or will always happen. And I want to just caution you tonight, friends, comrades, that we have to ensure that the stewardship set by Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit continues. Because he is the man who has the vision, the man who understands your plight, understands your situation, one who comes at your home and feels your pain. And so, friends, we have to honor him by allowing him further leadership. So, friends, those of you who have come from Ocasabros, from Portsmouth, from across the country to join us here in the Salybia constituency, that message is also for you. Because voting is serious business, because the Dominica Labour Party is a serious party. And friends, we'll continue to work in agriculture. We have good lands. We have a massive amount of land. And we in the Salybia constituency, we are going to contribute to the $700 million. We have to contribute to the $700 million target set by the Prime Minister. So we're going to continue that work. And friends, we have all of the resources at our hands. We have the resources at our disposal. The agricultural grants and the fertilizers, the inputs, the tools that we've been getting. And just over the hill in the Concord Valley, we have a nursery. A nursery that produces a number of plants. And this nursery was set up under the ministry I was part of in the last cycle, the Ministry of Environment, and especially the Forestry Division. And so it's right there where you can access plants, access planting material, not only to beautify your homes or beautify around the streets, but also to plant food and to have a secure livelihood. So friends, we have to continue this. The Prime Minister spoke about tourism when he came up on the podium earlier on. And in the budget of the last cycle, we have created a Kalinago tourism pillar. What it simply means is that we are going to fix up the KBA, we're going to set up the escalated, we're going to create new tours and experiences inside the constituency itself. And so we're going to ensure that we can have a food tour and we can create marketing. We need to create a new website, and I just want to hail up my good partner Miguel right here, Miguel Ogis, who is a webmaster who studied in China, and he's going to assist us in the coming weeks to ensure we have a wonderful website to showcase everything that is beautiful in the Kalinago territory. And friends, this is work already ongoing. This is not a campaign promise. This is work that is already going. That is why it is important to get the Labour Party back into office so we can continue the work. And friends, culture. You know, culture is my thing. That is my vibe. And in the area of culture, we have done a lot of work, but we have a lot more to do. I see in the corridor my good friend Cozier Frederick, a cultural stalwart, a drummer, a flutist, a musician, an exceptional musician. And I want to promise and commit to working more with the Carifuna Cultural Group and the Carina Cultural Group to ensure that we push the culture. Now, if you listen to the radio every morning, 7:45, you'll hear the Kalinago word for the day. This is something that the government understood. That the gentlemen like Prosper Paris and Gerard Langry and Cozier Frederick say, let's Cozier boy, let's do that thing. And we hook up with DBS Radio and make it happen. This is a kind of government that you need in power. This is a government that understands the culture of the Kalinago people. And every Friday night, we have our indigenous voices, where I have a chance to share about the work done in the Kalinago territory, to share about the things that are so important to us as an indigenous people. So you cannot take this for granted, because we need to ensure that all of those things continue. Just recently, we had a very successful Kalinago week, and out of it came a Kalinago princess, a Kalinago queen, Miss Adicia Burton. And even as we speak tonight, Adicia Burton is practicing, because she will represent the Kalinago community at the national pageant. At the Queen Show next year, we will have our own Kalinago person. And it is because the Dominica Labour Party invested in the Kalinago week, gave us more than $30,000 to do an activity to ensure that our culture becomes relevant. Our culture keeps growing. And so it's not by chance that all of those things are happening. So my friends, from Salybia, Mun Saint Mary, Mun Salybia, do not take this thing lightly. When you look at security, very clear from the Prime Minister, $5.1 million to build a cultural emergency shelter right over in Badaka. And this is, I'll tell you again, This is already work that started. This is not a campaign promise. I just want to be back in office to continue that work that I started. And I want to thank the Prime Minister in the thrust that he has had to make education a pillar for the Kainago people. And so, we have free textbooks, we have transfer grants, we have access to international scholarships. I'll tell you something, friends, that those things I just called out there are part of the Labour Party's social programs. And to tell you, if you don't know, to tell you that there are 39 Labour government social programs. 39. 70 plus, free school books, free textbooks, transfer grants, funeral assistance, and the list goes on. We have 39 of those. I'll tell you, friends from Salybia, that we are benefiting from every single one of the 39 social programs. So friends, we need to take our vote seriously. We need to ensure that the Labour Party is in power to continue that movement. And friends, for a long time, we have said that not much is happening in the Kainago space. But I can tell you, just for the NEP alone, we are spending every month more than $36,000 that is paid from the council's office, not including those who got their monies at their savings in the bank and credit union. For the public assistance, what we call the pension, the allowance, we're getting more than $20,000 coming through the Kainago space. And so, friends, money is circulating. And this is money that you don't have to spend for your grandmother or your grandfather. This is money that is spent by the Dominica Labour Party to ensure that you have a good livelihood. So friends, I also need to continue our KDF. The Kainago Development Fund is a historical piece of policy. It is one that addresses our situation. So those of us who speak about, well, the Kainago territory need a gassing station, go to the bank, take a loan, let's build that gassing station. Let's build that damn gassing station, man. Let's build that thing. Because we do have a fund that we can access. First time in the history of the Kainago people, we are now able to go to the bank without a land title because the government of the Dominica Labour Party is securing that loan for you. And so we're going to push them. I know we have little hurdles and little struggles. They're going to push us around. But I'm going to speak to those folks next week. And I'm going to ensure that when you come into the bank that you are treated fairly so that we can do the work that we want to do in the Kainago territory. And friends, because of the KDF, definitely we are going to have more economic activities. We need to have our gas station, we need to have more supermarkets, we need to have our small hotels and guest house, we need to have our ice cream shop, our barber shops. All of those can happen, friends. All of those can happen, friends, if we vote the Dominica Labour Party for the continued investment in the Kainago Development Fund to ensure we can build our community to be like anyone else across the community and the country. So friends, we are also going to continue the work we have been doing with the international agencies. So the UNDP and UNESCO and the JEF programs, we're going to continue. With the UNDP, we have started a wonderful project, not only to plant trees and make buildings, but also to keep the culture alive by creating textbooks and storybooks about our history. So, friends, I need you to understand that the work has to continue. Very, very briefly, my friends, I need your prayers, I need your support, I need your ideas, and friends, but really and truly, I need your vote on election day. I need your vote on election day because apart from what's happening now, there are a lot of things that I've heard you talk about over the last 2.5 years, that I intend and put it on the table at Cabinet to ensure that we can make our place better. And I'm speaking about building a commercial center. Why can't we have a mall, man, in the Kainago territory? What is wrong with that? Can we have a mall where we can sell shoes and clothes? Can't we have a mall? So we have to have this in the Kainago territory. We have to have it because we need to serve people from Wakama all the way to Pegua. We need to have processing plants where we can process our cassava and our toloma and all the fruits from the trees. And friends, we have so much business happening. We need official office spaces in the Kainago territory where the council can have its office and the PAL rep and a visiting minister and an office we can rent off to the UNDP and the Jeff. We need that. And all of these, my friends, will bring monies into the Kainago territory. For so long, friends, we have spoken about a bank. We need our Kainago Bank. Now the Kainago Bank has already started. It has started as the KDF. And friends, if we do it well, and I know we will do it well, it will grow so big that it can't function in the aid bank anymore. And we're going to bring it into the Kainago space. And so we all can do our business in our own bank instead of going to Cassibus or going to Marigot. Friends, we know for a fact that when it comes to cricket and sports, the rest of the country are afraid of us. And so the Jolly John's Park need to be improved to become a first-rate cricket facility. And I want to big up all of the wonderful folks who have been doing work, like Alexander Burton and his family, who have done a lot of work in sports, Sylvanie Burton and her family, and to make sure that we have a safe and comfortable space to push our cricketers. So this is a future plan to ensure that we develop sports in the Kainago territory. I've been working, friends, with my former boss, Cassius Daru, and as we speak, we're getting ready to launch our radio station. So the Kainago territory, the Salybia constituency, within the next 3 months, will have its own radio station. Its own radio station to have positive programs, to have programs that will share information about our people. And so friends, this will only happen if you vote for Labour. This will only happen if you vote for Cozier Frederick on December 6th to ensure that we can continue to build our Salybia constituency. And friends, you know I love music. I love music. And one future plan for the Salybia constituency is to have a recording studio. And so all our rhythms and our voices will be captured. And so all of the young people who have the talent, all of the young people who can write music, all the young people who can program, all of the young people who can play a musical instrument can come into the studio. And I'll tell you something, friends, I will be part of it too. Because I have a few songs to record myself. And I suspect I may be able to record the Calypso by Teacher Bonnie. She might be the first person to record because you know she's a Kalinago sister. She's a strong Kalinago sister. So we will have a recording studio. And I'll tell you something. I am not just saying it like this. We already have the site. If you go up to the old Sim Road, you will see the old site of Lime Flow, Kibla Wireless. And this building is going to be renovated. And so we will have the radio station and our music studio in this wonderful structure. And I am going to revive my band. We are the IC band. Mabrika, Mabrika, oh. Yes. So the band is going to be revived. And we have, onto my right, your left, we have an officer, my good friend, Officer Justin Stout, securing the stage. Not COing tonight, just relaxing and enjoying his job. And he was a master keyboardist in that band. And I want him to retire playing music and doing something he loves. So this is another promise to you, my friends. And so, friends, I need to leave you tonight. And I need you to leave here tonight. I need all of my colleagues to leave here tonight with renewed energy. And we felt the energy from you. We felt the energy from you because we need to go out. And we need to continue the work. Because that work is important. But more importantly, we need to ensure an overwhelming victory on December 6th. We need to have an overwhelming victory to show once and for all in the Salybia constituency, to show once and for all in Dominica that we appreciate the Dominica Labour Party. We appreciate the work that is done by the Prime Minister. We appreciate the work done by the cabinet ministers. And so, friends, we need to have a massive landslide victory on December 6th to ensure that the Dominica Labour Party gets back into office, to continue the work we started, and to build on our new projects. My friends, Labour is the only choice. Let me hear you say that. Labour is the only choice. So, brothers and sisters, friends, comrades, good night. Those of you who are traveling out of the Kalinago space, I pray that you have traveling mercies and that you drive safely. And I really, really want to thank you for being here with me tonight to participate in another historic event, one that will cement the Salybia constituency as one that will always be grateful to the Dominica Labour Party. Labour! Good night, good night, good night.
Call out your neighbor, we vote in Labour. Call out your neighbor, we vote in Cozier. In Colette River, Fairfish River, Maho River too. Salybia, Razineco, we voted for the shoe. Cozier, we vote in Cozier.
Thank you, thank you. If you love that speech from Cozier, make some noise.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice.
Yes, yes, that speech resonated with us here and across the world, brothers and sisters. At this time, I know that everybody has been waiting patiently to hear our final speaker tonight, the giant of the Labour Party, the man from the Coches constituency, the senior minister, the award winner. Put your hands together for Reginald Ostry.
I just want to thank you. I owe it all to you. I owe it all to you. My victories and my triumphs too. I give it all to you. Thanks to all those who supported me, those who opposed and who challenged me. You forced me to bring out the best in me. Whoa, whoa. I owe it all to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Pleasant good night to you, the residents of the Kalinago territory of Salybia, from one end to the other, and to Cass Bruce, and to all the visiting supporters we have here with us tonight. I know it's getting late. It's 10 o'clock, and the meeting was scheduled to end at 10. So I promise you tonight, I won't be long. But I not just need to raise a few issues with you. First of all, I want to thank you, the East and the Kalinago territory, for being part of my 30-year journey in politics. I contested in 1990 and I lost to Alan Carbon, and I've won every other election from 1995. And you, the people of the Kalinago territory, have been part of that experience, which is a wonderful experience. Because I have seen this country move from very dark days, especially between 1995 and 2000, to days now of glorious sunshine,
and great certainties for the future. I have been part of that process, and it was not an easy process getting to this point. But we are here, brothers and sisters, and we can only go forward, we cannot go backwards. But we expect you, the Kalinagos, to assist us in taking us forward. Because you build the trails, you lighted the trails, you save our country, you save us while we are here today. And so no reward is too great to reward the Kalinago people for the contribution that they have made to the development of this country. And for those of you who can remember, before the Dominica Labour Party became government in 2000, the Kalinagos had never elected anybody on 2 consecutive elections. You always change your party because you were always not satisfied with the representation that you were getting. And so you were always searching for something new and something fresh. And it was Kelly Grant who broke that cycle. When under the Dominica Labour Party, you voted for Kelly Grant on 2 consecutive occasions. Because you had not found your niche and you recognized that the Dominica Labour Party was serious about the development of the Kalinagos and the Kalinago territory. And after Kelly did his 2 years, you gave Ashton time. And you gave Cassius time. And now you're giving Cozier time. You have kept your faith in Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party because the Dominica Labour Party has been good to you, the people of the Kalinago territory.
Labour again, Lamplin. Labour again. Run for whether lightning, thunder, sun or rain. Voting Labour again.
For those of you who are old enough to remember when you were disrespected. Remember when you were laughed at. Remember when you were insulted and criticized. Remember when you were treated as second-class citizens in your own territory. And the Dominica Labour Party said that no more shall our Kalinago people be treated as second-class citizens in their own land, brothers and sisters. And so we began creating opportunities for you. Opportunities in education, in sanitation. And I can speak of housing because I've been a housing minister for all my life in the cabinet, 20 years and more. I've been a housing minister. And I can recall where you came from. I can recall the type of housing you had. I can remember you had pit latrines. And those of you who didn't have pit latrines had plastic bags and paper bags. I remember those days. And Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party decided it was time to give you some dignity, not only as Kalinagos, but as human beings, brothers and sisters. And so we equip you with the tools that would make you decent human beings. And now it hurts my heart to see some of your own people want to send you back to those dark days, brothers and sisters. To see some of your own people, some of your own Kalinago sisters want to take you back from whence you came. When this government decided after Hurricane Maria, we were going to build you resilient homes because you got beaten very badly by Maria. And these people, your own people, went on the radio and said the houses that the government are building, we should cover it with straw to maintain the Carib culture, brothers and sisters. They attempted to deny you, like every other Dominican, an opportunity to get a house that no hurricane could take away from you, brothers and sisters. That is the treatment. And they say it's World Bank house. Well, let me tell you something. It's loan, the government. But if the loan bank give Dominica a house, then that is fine. Because when we came in, the World Bank did not want to see Dominica, brothers and sisters. When we came in, the European Union did not want to see Dominica. We were heavily in debt. We had a wayward, renegade government. We had a government that took public officers' social security money and never paid it into social security. And when we came, we met the government indebted to social security of $35 million. Poor people money, hard working money of public officers. They took the money from their salary and they would not pay it to social security. So had something happened, when you would go and believe that you had a little change on social security, you had nothing on social security. You had many public officers who had worked for 30, 40 years, who had retired, and they could not get their pension because the country was broke, brothers and sisters. The private sector was crippled because when the government of the United Workers' Party created material like every other government, they could not pay the private sector. And we made debts of $11 million owed to the private sector. We also met in the treasury checks that were written out to pay to people. But those checks could not be issued because they would bounce, because the government had no money in its account to honor those checks, brothers and sisters. The Aid Bank, the National Bank, when we came in, the international community forced us to change our directorship on the banks because the bank was like the ATM of the United Workers' Party. That is what they left. When we came in, that is what we met. And even under all this pressure, we were still able to honor our commitment to you, the people of the Kalinago territory. Today, they believe they can fool you. They send the UWP people claiming that they're independent. Well, Big Mama or Mama, I don't know what her name is. But two of them, see how disorganized these people are? They send two UWPs to run independent. Two UWPs they sent to run independent. And when they realize that once they write a speech for one, saying that she withdraw. But you cannot treat the people like that. What is the big secret? You say you boycotting elections. You say you're not taking part in the election. You don't want to have nothing to do with this election. You're going to demonstrate for the elections, yet still you're campaigning all around with independent candidates. So you're taking part in the election damn well. So why you fool the people? Why you want to come through the back door when the front door is open? The opportunity was there for you to put your name on the ballot. You said the election is not democratic. Ladies and gentlemen, did you see our work for peace and prosperity? Were you in Roseau? On Thursday, the United Workers' Party had a circus in Roseau. This Saturday, we did a work for peace, and the entire Roseau was loaded with Dominica Labour Party supporters, brothers and sisters. Oh, and they say, well, it was a carnival, it was a Juve morning. And for those of you who were there last night in Roseau, did you see people in Roseau last night? Did you see people in Roseau last night giving their support to the Dominican Labour Party for these coming elections? And rather than respect the wishes of the Kalinago people, rather than respect the wishes of the Dominican people by saying clearly that they support the Dominican Labour Party and they agree with Roosevelt's carrot that we should call the elections now so we could have a new reset. Rather than do that, they want to teach our people how to intimidate your voters and how to burn down the city. But that is not going to happen because the majority of the Dominican people are behind the decision of the Dominican Labour Party to call this election.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Labour still the best choice. Go and get for voice. Labour still the best choice.
My friends, we have observers here. We invited observers to come to observe our elections because our elections are clean. We did it according to the law of the land. We followed the Constitution to the T. We're doing nothing illegal, and we're not afraid. Let them come to observe the elections. But I hope they're observing the behavior of the United Workers' Party government. I hope they're listening to Q95 and they're hearing the utterances of the United Workers' Party. I hope they hear how the workers planning to prevent people from going to vote. I hope they're listening to the United Workers' Party to be armed and dangerous and creating blockages so the people of Dominica cannot exercise their franchise to vote freely and fairly. It's not just on election day they must be observing. They're here already. They must be monitoring the radio stations. They must monitor the vibes so they will give the report as it is at the end of this election. That the people who want to block the election, the people who want to prevent Dominicans from voting is the United Workers' Party and their supporters, brothers and sisters. And that has to be very clear. And we're being very peaceful. And I want to urge you to be very peaceful, brothers and sisters. Do not allow them to provoke you because they want to send a message to the international community that it have trouble and deba in Dominica. That is why when they threatened the Prime Minister in Salisbury, where you ever hear that happening? That you're telling a Prime Minister that he cannot go to a village unless he apologizes to you. For what? You guys blocked the road. You guys put fire in government road. You guys prevent children from going to school. You guys held their country hostage. When the police came, you stunned the police. You sent Molotov cocktails at the police. You go in the people's home and run. And when the police take action, you say they should apologize. Hector John should be arrested, brothers and sisters. Hector John should be sent to prison for inciting violence in this country. For having a few thugs and hooligans destroying government property, injuring policemen on duty. And Lennox Linton goes on the radio and he told the people of Salisbury that next time the police come to Salisbury, you must stone them. That is what the United Workers' Party had to say to the people of Salisbury after this police tried to restore law and order. And you have these young people. You have this young lady who went to school, who studied, and who decided to make a career in politics. You can go and study and become whatever you want to become. She chose politics. And she was threatened. She could not even do her luncheon in Salisbury because Hector John sent a message to her saying that you guys are not welcome in Salisbury. We will do what we have to do to prevent you from coming in Salisbury. You know that is true. That is why she had to be launched in vehicles. When we are talking about giving our young people opportunities to serve, when we're talking about our youth, when we're talking about the potential that lies in our young people to build and develop our country, the United Workers' Party is threatening those young people with malice and violence and body injuries, brothers and sisters. That is what we face in this election. And that is why we have to send a clear message to everybody that the Kalinago territory is fully behind the decision of the Dominica Labour Party. So don't tell me you win already. Don't tell me you win already. Yes, you win already. But you have to go out there for the next three days and get more votes. And you have to be armed with information so you can campaign and canvass them and confess them and encourage them. Because, my friends, there are many UWP people who are ashamed of their party, especially in the Kalinago territory. Here it is. You had an opportunity to put a Kalinago sister on your executive. You had an opportunity at your delegates conference to put a Kalinago as the deputy leader of the United Workers' Party. That girl caused so much problem in the parliament for the government. She defended you in all the march she was doing. She stood with you. And now you have an opportunity to give the Kalinago people representation at the highest level in your parliament. You cooked the lady and she got 57 votes while the fellow that cannot win Skerrit got over 100 votes. What is the use of putting a deputy leader in Vickers, Penville, when he cannot touch Skerrit or touch Labour in Penville? When you believe you have an opportunity here in the Kalinago territory, it's not only disrespect to Annette, but it's disrespect to you, the Kalinago people, even if you're not supporting Annette, but she's a Kalinago. And the same thing they did to her husband. What is it that you, the Kalinago people, did to the United Workers' Party? Why they don't like you so? What is it that you did to Lennox Linton? What is it that you did to Thompson Fontaine? Tell me, I want to know. Why they don't like all you here in the Kalinago territory? Why they will use every opportunity to discriminate against you? Why they'll give you every opportunity to make your contribution? And you know, Thompson Fontaine, when he gave his first speech as leader, he called for civil disobedience. That was his first request. That was his first promise to the people of Dominica. And then he went on a program with Sean. And he said the first thing he will do if he gets into government is to disband the NEP program. He will disband the NEP program and he will stop the CBI. The two most important institutions for you, the Kalinagos, your NEP and your CBI funding. Thompson Fontaine is promising that when he becomes prime minister in the next 40 years, he will disband. So that is the intention. That is what they have in their head, to take jobs away from you, rather than saying they will help create jobs for you, the Kalinagos. They're thinking how they're going to deny you of work, brothers and sisters. And that is what this election is for you, the Kalinagos.
Labor again, Lamplin, we put labor again. Run for whether like Clinton, sun or rain, we put labor again.
And so that is why you have to reject them in the biggest way you can. You have to send them a clear signal that you're not in your foolishness. You're not going back, you're going forward, brothers and sisters. And UWP under Lennox Linton is the same UWP under Thompson Fontaine, is the same UWP under Dr. Benjamin. The party philosophy remains the same. It's like putting old wine in new bottles. It's the same old wine. It's the same old thing. For that party to become alive, they have to change everything about the party. They have to change the name. They have to change the color. They have to change the leader. They have to change everything. They have to make a new party. Because that United Workers' Party have failed you, the people of the Kalinago territory. So whether they send Big Mama, whether they send Annette, no matter what they send, say membet, mempral, messieurs, mesdames. It's the same thing. And so, on December 6th, you have to send a very clear message. Not only to the United Workers' Party, but to the entire world, that you have no issues in this election. And the work that Cozier has done, the work that Kelly and Ashton and Cassius and now Cozier, that work has to continue. Only the Dominican Labour Party understands how to do this. And before I leave, today, the needs of the East is more just than a little drain. It's more than a little this, a little that here. Because you have serious challenges created for you by climate change. Today you're witnessing more landslides, more flooding, more rainfall, and the entire East is an endangered zone. And the government has taken a decision that some of these villages, some of these homes, some of these people, they have to be relocated. Because it will get worse before it gets better. Because the issues of climate change getting worse rather than it get better. And so there's a bigger picture that you in the Kalinago territory have to begin to look for. Hurricane Maria was the effect of climate change. We have had several hurricanes before. And none time we had seen a hurricane as devastating as Maria. And the prediction is that hurricanes to come in the future can even be more devastating than Maria. And so that is something that you, the people of the East, who are very vulnerable, have to keep your fingers on the button. And then nobody not talking about that. They don't talk about the danger to lives and property in the east of the country. They talk about in Castle Bruce and in Petit Soufrière and in Good Hope and in Grand Fond and in La Plaine that government virtually have to be taking food to these people because their gardens got destroyed, their gardens got damaged, their livelihood got destroyed. They're not talking about that, which is what is the issue at hand right now. So for you, the people of the Kalinago territory, you have to begin to look into the future and decide on who you're going to allow to take you into that very unpredictable future. And the only person that can take you through that is Cozier Frederick and the Dominica Labour Party.
The party shall not be moved.
And so, brothers and sisters, Cottage constituency win already. We don't have elections. Because the Labour Party had laid a foundation that nobody didn't want to challenge. I hear a couple names mentioned, but when our candidates show up, all man back down, like in 6 other constituencies. We should not be here wasting time in the Kalinago territory. Because the competition they give you not making sense. Where were these people when you needed them? What, they were in England and they retired and they just come over? Were they here all the time? When you in the Kalinago territory was under stress, when you needed somebody after the hurricane, where were these people? What were they doing? What qualifies them to come and contest you? What qualifies them? When Cozier was there, Kelly Grano, Ashton Grano, Cassius, even if they were not members of parliament, but you could see them on the ground assisting people. All of a sudden, we're not doing this thing because it's not a concert. It's not a fashion show. It's not a party we're having. This is serious business. This is business that will affect the lives of the Dominican people. This is about the future of you and the future of your children and the future of your Kalinago territory. And that is what you should be concerned about. And that is what he's saying to you. That the task ahead and we'll continue to plod along. No matter how difficult it is, Roosevelt's carrot will find the resources to make it happen. You will not get everything one time. You don't expect to get everything one time. But it will happen gradually. But we need your support. We need your endorsement. We need your loud yes by putting the X against the shoe. Mad by the shoe on the 6th of December. Cozier Frederick should get the same amount of vote he got that election and more.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your mind.
Because there are many UWP supporters in the Kalinago territory that hide in their faces because they're ashamed and disappointed of what the United Workers' Party is doing to them, brothers and sisters. But you know what? Let us work with them. Let us give them a little space on board that labor ship. Let us give them some space. Let them come on board. They are people too. They have children too. These children are our children. The parents may be misguided, but the children are our children. And we have a responsibility to look out for them. And I know how labor rights be. I know labor rights be already. But we're going to do a new reset. We're going to change the way things were done. We're going to have a new focus on how we develop this country. And we've always said that we need all hands on deck. Once you're willing to come and work with your heart, with your hands, with your energies, we're willing to accept you in the family of labor. And that is why today you see there are many UWP supporters supporting the Dominica Labour Party. And you have some of them here in the Kalinago territory. They were workers. I met them. I see them. But they're afraid of you because they know you'll put them in their place. But let us reach out. Let us have a gentle heart because this election It's about the whole of Dominica. We have to show these people that the whole of Dominica is united behind the Dominica Labour Party. We need to show them that Roosevelt Skerritt is the only man left standing, that the Dominica Labour Party and Roosevelt Skerritt is still the best choice for Dominica.
My PM family, Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your life.
So, with these few words, I told you already it's getting late. I'm not going to keep you. I could stay for the rest of the night with you here, but it would not be fair to you. You need to go and sleep and rest, and tomorrow you have to hit the Campbell Trail. Because you'll be surprised that there's still a few Labour Party people that's still a little disgruntled. They will vote, but you need to go to them and give them the information and convince them to vote. But more importantly, the United Workers' Party supporters that are disgruntled with their party, we need to go and find them. Let's reach out to them. So let tomorrow, Sunday, and let Monday be 2 full days of work on the ground, gathering as many votes as we can for Cozier Frederick and the Dominica Labour Party. And I know you can do it. You have your own style. You have your own way of doing things. And I'm not afraid for the Kalinago people, because in time of struggle, the Kalinago people has always survived, brothers and sisters. The Kalinago people has always survived in very difficult times. And I know in this time, we will prevail. You will assist us. And so on Tuesday night, we'll be celebrating the big victory of Cozier Frederick and the Dominica Labour Party. May God bless you. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for staying with Labour. I want to thank you for having trust and confidence in Roosevelt Skerritt. You are a proud people, a brave people, and we cannot move this country if we do not move the Kalinago territory. And so you are part of the process, you're part of the development, and you have a responsibility. The only party that has shown interest in the well-being of the Kalinago people is the Dominica Labour Party. And you have an opportunity on Tuesday. You have an opportunity on Tuesday to thank the Dominica Labour Party for looking after you, for taking care of you, by putting your vote next to the shoe, by putting your vote next to Cozier Frederick, by putting your vote next to the Dominica Labour Party, and give us a huge victory. Thank you very much. Good night, and God bless you.
Labour Party shall not be moved.
Thank you. Let's make some noise for Honorable Reginald Ostry, Senior Minister, winner of the award, Dominica's highest award of honor, DAH. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we want to thank you. We can see, as you can see, Honorable Ostry, we could have stayed for another hour because the crowd still want more. Somebody say Labour!
The party shall not be moved.
I can tell you nobody wants to go home, but we have homework. We have 2 more days, and as the Honorable Ostry said, let us use it to go out and touch base with labor rights. Let us use it to go out and convince the workers' supporters that no, this is the last election for the Workers' Party. And I agree with Mr. Hill. On Wednesday, we come in and do Vaval for United Workers' Party. You agree? After we finish splitting them on Tuesday, it's Vaval for them. So thank you. Get home safely. Tomorrow, we will be... Oh, Serenade is coming up next as well. So somebody blow your horn for Serenade. Much more entertainment in store. But before we get to Serenade, we want to let you know that tomorrow we'll be rolling down to Woodford Hill. So tomorrow, the victory train is moving to Woodford Hill. Stick around for Serenade. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your energy. Let us hear the horns one more time. Blow the horn one more time. Somebody say Labour! Labour! Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Labour still the best choice. Go and get a voice. Labour twice. Labour Party nice, we voting them twice. Mr. Vince so nice, we voting them twice. What my people say? Labour, 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 Labour. Tell that to your neighbor. Labour, 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 Labour. Take him out to pity your cafe boy. I tell you, don't fuck up, don't sleep on you and put on blue. Put your ex on by the shoe for Mr. Vince and his crew. My people, just hold up and watch your dreams come true. Labour Party is the best, all other party have to rest. Labour Party, nice, we voting them twice. Mr. Vince so nice, we voting him twice. Labour Party, nice, we voting them twice. Mr. Vince so nice, we voting him twice. What my people say? Labour, 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 Labour. Tell that to your neighbor.